So today I'll be reviewing Ready Player One, one of the best science fiction novels to ever exist. Firstly, we know the rate at which technology is growing right now, so imagine where it would have reached in the next 2 decades. So there are many terms and new themes that we are supposed to be introduced to before the actual plot begins. Now this entire introduction to the new world happens in probably 30 or so pages, and it is so seamless. Like before you even know it, you know everything that you need to know before you can take on the quest. You know about GSS, you know about IOI, the Oasis, Nolan Sorrento, what is the Oology division, the Sixers, you know about credits, the transportation, the items that are sold in the Oasis, life of Wade, you know about Morrow, you know about Halliday. And not once do you feel like you're being overloaded with information. That is how well the book starts off with the story. Then we are introduced to his school life and his only friend H. By now you also know about the countless hours that Wade has spent in trying to crack the first clue to find the egg, and in the process he has gained immense knowledge about 1980s culture and Halliday. There are a lot of references to like old 1980s stuff that I couldn't always relate to, but that's okay. This is when I felt like I began to connect with Wade. Like we share a very similar thought process and decision making capabilities. Like I love Wade's character, but more on that later. By now, I also felt like this book's gonna be so cringe. Like everybody in the world is trying to find the egg, and there's like no chance that Wade will be the guy. Sorry, no offense, the person who finds the egg. But just as I felt that, we're introduced to the insane IROC. Now that's a very nice way of letting us know that not everybody in the world is as committed as Wade or H in finding the egg. Most of them, like IROC, they call themselves professional hunters, but they have no damn idea as to what they're doing. Like that's so crazy. This is where a small flicker of hope was ignited in both us and Wade, which makes the book so much less cringer. Every flicker of fire that could cause a problem was immediately put out. Like no loopholes at all almost in this book. I'm also amazed by Wade's willpower. Like if he thinks that he's going to do something, he will do it. He vowed never to join a clan in his search for the egg. He didn't. He never borrowed any credits from H. He vowed never to exit his apartment until he found the egg. And he surely wouldn't have if he could have helped it. I find his attitude and behavior match with mine like crazy. Remember when I said more on Wade's character later? Well, it's time. So Wade is my favorite character as of September 2024, and I've named all of my gaming accounts with that name, Parzival, or if that's taken then Parzival Watts. Okay, so now let's get to the tasks and the gates. So each and every task isn't something that made me say, wow, that's crazy or something like that. And probably that's why they had to switch it out in the movie, but in the sense that this book was written in 2011, that's great. First task, which was Juiced, actually felt really cringe to me, but it did give me boss battle vibes. The fact that nobody had even found the hint to this clue in 5 or so years, and suddenly 2 people find it and beat it in a month's difference. Moving on, when Wade was the first one to get the key, we see some really dark elements of IOI. I also like how Wade was not allowed to win the challenge so easily. And I also love how IOI's true nature is introduced. Then Daito is murdered suddenly in real life. Like that made me fear the capabilities of a company like IOI so much more. Here both Wade and us are filled with determination to find the egg. And we both begin to hate IOI for being the rich cheaters that they are. Like they never want to play fair. Then when I discovered that Daito and Shoto weren't actually biological brothers, but they were just those who had met in the Oasis, I was filled with even more determination to stop IOI, because they were trying to destroy something that had the capability of bringing 2 people who had actually never met in real life so close, equivalent to brothers. This is also when Wade moves into his apartment and he vows to never leave until he finds the egg. Also, Wade begins to spend too much time with Artemis, and just when I thought somebody had their priorities right, he loses the lead And there isn't much to talk about. The story just goes on, not much feeling. And who would have thought that getting a perfect score on Pac-Man actually gave an extra life in the Oasis? When Wade is suddenly arrested by IOI, he's taken over there as an indentured servant. He never shares his plan with us. I freaked out. Kinda. But what he did there as an indentured servant was quite unbelievable. It wasn't that realistic, but a great adventure. The odds of everything working out in this book just like it did is like 1,000,000 to 1. Many things that Wade accomplished by getting into IOI. For one, he was able to gather information against the Uluji division, and then he was able to destroy the shield that protected the third gate. Then the final fight, that is the best thing, the best scene in the entire book. I love that so many people showed up, and of all of them who showed up, almost everyone didn't just sit there and spectate the battle, but actually went ahead and fought against the Sixers and overpowered them. Then suddenly when they set off the catalyst, I was surprised, scared, and then pleasantly surprised when Parzival resurrected. Like a small kid from nowhere overpowered one of the biggest corporations of the world, IOI. My sense of appreciation for Halliday grew, and I also love his love for competition, because he had made it so that you could only win the competition by facing off against the world's best players. There are many awesome moments and scenes that you have to experience by yourself, because this is certainly a book that you have to read. But the realism factor is very much alive indeed when you think about it after you read the book. It was not like he was the first to reach every key, open every gate. He had so much help from friends, so many obstacles in his path. He could not have done this without getting into real danger in real life. Here you understand the feeling that some things you don't get easily. Friends, especially good ones, you don't find easily, and they're the ones who are always there for you. I feel like this book isn't just for science fiction lovers, but anybody can read it and enjoy it. If you like this review, hit that like button and subscribe for more such content. See you next time.